Da, 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 da. Good morning and afternoon and evening and night, everyone, wherever you are. Welcome to the. I like live shows are great. Welcome to Breakfast Spelunky for the 7th of August, 2020. I got the date right. I can read it on my screen. TV. Jesus. BBQ Man Junior Fanboy, what's up, Andy? I love the synth app. There's way more where that came from. I don't know. You can probably see it right here. I'm getting set up to record the first two tracks on my second EP. It's very fun to figure out the patching before I do a thing. But that's not what we are here to talk about today, because I think I have to stop drinking coffee. Like, I have enough stimulants for the next 12 months. Because, yes, Spelunky 2 has been announced. It's coming out on the 15th of September, which is in no time. That's in no time. That's like nothing compared to the ages we live in. What the hell? Like, I love it when that happens. Like, I remember, this has nothing to do with anything, but I remember when Tetris 99 came out and they were like showing it off on a Tuesday at like a Nintendo Direct, and they're like, oh, A, it's free, and B, it's out on Friday. Right? I love that. I love when that happens. Not that we don't have enough to play anyway, but man, it's what a time. I mean, what a time in so many ways, but yeah, come on, Spelunky 2. Hey, Derek, how's it going? Good to see you. Derek Lou's in the chat. That's cool. Yay! Man, yeah. Oh yeah, that trailer, that was amazing. Like, it's so cool. Like, we were talking about on our Slack, our show Slack, where it was just like, man, it was such a good touch to have like Derek, you in the background, like talking over the trailer and talking about what was important to him from a design perspective. It was like fantastic, right? Some people, I think, were complaining in the Twitch chat, like skip. Who cares, right? If you don't like it, tune it out. It was 3.5 minutes. Also, you're wrong. It's the best game ever made, and it's the sequel. Well, the first one. It's the sequel to the best game ever made, in my opinion. Obviously, everyone's opinion may differ. Derek Lou says the haters just want to see shiny AAA graphics. Yep, as always, right? Because we have a new console generation upon us. So for everyone, it's like, oh, show me what the new hardware looks like. I can't wait. And you know, it's a legit point. If you need high-end rendering for your gaming pleasure, you know, who am I to say? I used to be a PhD in computer graphics, right? And I was a professor in computer graphics for a while, so I get it, right? But it's not all it's made out to be. Wow, the chat's highly active. What's going on here? Yep. Oh, Ick says a new era of Breakfast Spelunky. It is, because also, I think I might be getting a code later today. So obviously, or not obviously, we're going to get early access to it to play the hell out of it before it releases because, and I'm going to say this at the end of the show again, I want to keep it to the end of the show. We are going to have Derek, you, and Eirik, the musician who did the music for Spelunky 1 and 2. We're going to have the two of them on next week on the podcast to talk all about the game. So that's next week's show. I don't think we've announced that on Twitter yet, but Nick gave me the green light to announce it on the stream. So that's happening next week. Hex, hi Hexel, hi out, hi Docky, hello. Spelunky, I feel like Spelunky 2 is hardly coming out of nowhere. It's not coming, obviously, right? But it's like, of course at this point one expects it should come out anytime soon, because originally it was supposed to come out in 2019. But it's like, I love it when like a release trailer is like not 5 months away. It's like, oh, coming 2020 or some vague date. Like, now we know that it has a release date. Predolete says the pug was the peak of game rendering. I totally forgot a thing. Wait, where is it? Oh. I was definitely going to start the stream today with my little plush pug on my shoulder, which doesn't really stand up well, so it's going to fall off the whole time. I don't know how to get this in the frame. There it is. There's the plush pug. I'll hold it up as many times as you want to see it. Love the new graphics. Docky says I've never watched the Spelunky 2 trailer. Yeah, doesn't matter. Just watch the latest one. It's lovely. Killer trailer, says John Axon. BBQ Man says, can't wait to hear Eric's Bossa Nova music. Derek says, oh man, the pug animation, the sides of the mouth flap about when they're running. Yeah, it's like, well, I mean, I remember talking to Derek about this on like an earlier episode, and he just said that in Spelunky 1, a lot of it was about efficiency and reuse of animations and like reuse of actual mechanics, like that certain things behave the same way, like that the spiky balls are the same physics as the big ball falling down from the trap that you trigger when you pick up the golden head. And that they had to reuse a lot of code in that way and animations because they had a shortened timeline. And that everything about this, where he handed off all the coding to their partners, right? They basically said that way it freed him up to like redo all the animations and do it like unique for everything. There's a lot more work in it. He bought a pug. Yeah, no, I didn't buy a pug. Pug buying is limited in my friendship circles to the family Saltzman, who have had many pugs over the years. X says Doug and Friends pulled the same thing with Mutazione release. I think the release date announcement was for less than 2 weeks. Yeah, it's great when they do that, right? Barely had to wait. Doc says didn't see the new trailer or date either, so this is good news for me. Yeah, if you don't watch the trailer ever, you'll be fine. It's just a lovely trailer because Derek's a lovely human being. Hey, Macro Duplicado, I'm torn between wanting to know everything about Spelunky 2 and nothing about it. Easy Deasy, you know Derek Yu. Yeah, no, Derek and I are friends. He also now lives in LA, but he moved last fall and I haven't had a chance to hang out with him because of you know what. Yeah, there's a, whatever, I could go into... I know other people here in this chat like Docky from like when I was still actively working on indie games and released Osmos like a decade ago, right? I think I just got a Facebook like memory, which is pretty funny, and I'm going to share with everyone right here because I think this is a funny story. Like when we got note that Osmos was a featured app, so yay skeuomorphism, right? So this is what the App Store looked like 10 years ago, right? And then the very next day, this happened, right? And for a hot 48 hours, the game I worked on, Osmos, was ahead of Angry Birds, which was just the #1 for I don't know how many years, right? And they immediately bumped us off the first slot like 2 days later, right? So we just didn't have the marketing arm that they had, and it wasn't our intention in the first place, right? Like, that wasn't why we made the game. But anyway, that's how I know Derek, right? That the people who were making indie games at the time was a smaller group, much less diverse group, I should say, which came with all kinds of issues that have been mulled over extensively over the last decade. But it was a smaller group, and it was easier to get to know people from my perspective. Hick says Osmos movie next. I don't think so. Osmos 2 is also a contentious issue. But anyway, we can talk about Spelunky 2 all throughout my run today because I'm going to die pretty fast, I bet. How did I die in the PSN daily today? Oh, I was doing great in the PSN daily, and then I threw a torch at a ghost. I was in the black market. It was a ghost black market level, so I threw it at one of the jumpy little dudes who would jump at a different height every time. Wow, I don't know the names of anything. Yay, brain. And for some reason, that triggered the shopkeeper, and I got shot. I didn't actually go back to watch the VOD. I probably could, and we could later, to see how I died there. I usually like watching the replay. But let's see what happens today in the daily. Because I personally think that there's no universe where Spelunky 2 is going to cause me to never play Spelunky again. Right? This game is too good for that to be the truth. I think I'll still play this because every time I think I'm not going to play this again, I just go back to it. At this point, I've just given up on whatever that would even mean, right? Because it's like, it's so immediate for me to just grab this, start up the daily. John says, don't get cocky. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Um, like, it's so easy at this point to just be like, yep, let's just jump in and spend on average 10 to 15 minutes playing this amazing game. Also, well, here's a problem. Here's a potential problem. Anyone who's ever tried to play table tennis or ping pong, whatever you want to call it, and tennis at the same time, which is a thing I tried to do as a teenager, will maybe know what I'm talking about. It's extremely difficult to like muscle memory your way through two similar activities. And so I have a friend who was good at both, but the only reason that friend was good at both is because I think he played table tennis with his left hand and tennis with his right, which is insane to me, right? Easy to say you worked in Mossmouth. No, I did not work at Mossmouth. I never worked at Mossmouth. Derek's just a friend. We met at the Game Developers Conference a couple years ago, 10 years ago. No, I had never worked at Mossmouth. Has always been basically Derek, and at some point Andy Hull. Ooh. Okay, so I could get more money and just get 12 bombs, or I could get no money and get the glue, or I could whip the shopkeeper, which I don't think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do is this, this, and this. And if I get enough money to get the 12 bombs, fine. I don't think it's worth messing with the shopkeeper at this point yet. Okay, there's the treasure chest. Oh, there's this. Well, I already have. Yeah, okay, if I had seen that before. Oh boy, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. Now I triggered the big bad spider. I think that gap up there is too small for the spider to get through, but let's not unnecessarily risk it. Okay, this all is going swimmingly at this point. Right? This seems good. I was so tired during the PSN daily today that I forgot everything 10 minutes after I did it. So I was like roping my way back up because I wasn't sure that in 1.4 I'd unlocked the chest, which I had already done, but I was durdling around so long. Derek Lou says, if I had Spelunky or Spelunky 2 on Switch, that would just be the end of all productivity. Yep. I don't think we're ever gonna see Spelunky 1 on Switch, but who knows? Never say never. Spelunky 2, I think it's a timed PS4 exclusive. So I think eventually we're gonna see that game on everything. Doc says the indie game scene was tiny in 2000s, easy deasy. So many of us know each other. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Ix says there's only a handful of people in Spelunky's speedrunning community near the top of the leaderboard who currently own a PS4 and have a capture card, so things are looking up for me. Good job, man. I can't wait to just put up that Twitch stream and make it public here, link it everywhere. I'll follow. I think I already follow you on Twitch. If I don't, I'll do it right after this show. Spider isn't big bad. She's just drawn that way. The number of times I've drawn to giant spider. Ugh. Easy Deasy, any idea how long Spelunky 2 will be exclusive to PS4? I don't know. I have no idea what the exclusivity deal looks like, honestly. I don't know if Nick might know what that looks like, but here's the thing. Even if Nick knows, I'm pretty sure he's not allowed to share that information. Right, as a former Sony employee, I'm pretty sure... Oh, man, I knew that was going to happen. Nope, let's not do this. I think as a former Sony employee, he's probably not going to be able to share that, given that he's still friends with everyone there. But those things are usually, 6 to 12 months? They're usually not longer, right? It's not forever. But also, can't you get used PS4s at this point for, very little money? Not that I'm trying to say everyone should buy a new console for this. Although I am kind of trying to say everyone should buy a new console for this. Okay, so I think I want the Matic here, right? I don't know. Does anyone have a strong opinion here? This would actually be interesting. This is a really interesting choice. Tobias is asking, have you seen Dark yet? I still haven't managed to get around to it. I'm so sorry. I think I missed something else from Tobias above. Have you already talked about the Spelunky 2 release date? Yes, I have. Yes, we have extensively. No, I have not managed to see Dark yet. our comfort food has been going back to New Girl, because I think that show is extremely funny. And if you've never seen it, I can't claim it to be objectively good television, but it's very, very funny. Ix says, I've been sheltering with girlfriend in her place and don't have my desktop, but you can expect a lot of streams from me and others in mid-September. Yes, good. PC is less an issue for deals, right? True. Doc says different consoles are different issues. Yeah, and it's different. You always cut a deal, right, somehow. Ix choices get easier when you start murdering all shopkeepers. Yeah, I know. I can't. These runs would end so fast if I did that every time. Buy the Matic says BBQ Man, Junior Fanboy. Matic pays for itself says Macro Duplicator. Best tool early game says BBQ Man. Rodrigo says are PS and Steam dailies different layouts from each other or just different leaderboards? Yeah, it's a different seed. It's a different seed, Rodrigo. So it's both. They're entirely separate ecosystems. They don't share the leaderboard or the seed. Docky says get to the Matic and earn enough to buy the glove. Yeah, I think that pretty much seals the deal, right? Like, I want the Matic here. I don't have enough money to get any of the other things yet. I've come to... Ugh, I don't want to deal with that. I've come to really like the compass lately. Whoa, 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 whoa. Too much shit. Too much... Oh! I've really, really come to enjoy the compass. 2 health. Am I gonna, like, die the death of 1,000 paper cuts here? Please no. Where's the... I'm also not paying attention to saving the pug. I also don't hear the pug right now. Right? That's probably not great. Okay. I mean, I feel like I've won before without the compass. But there are levels where it just becomes increasingly hard and frustrating to navigate without the compass. And in Hell, it's just such a godsend to be able to, like, know where to bomb your way all the way down when things are already looking not great. Ugh, I don't like this at all. All I can say... All I can say is that was pretty lucky. At least now I have a marker. Like, I'm lucky that there was no, like, additional, spider or something else. Oh, Jesus Christ! Okay, this is terrible. Terrible. Right, so now, what do? I lost the Matic because I'm not doing a good job here. And the question is, should I use a rope to get the Matic back? And I think the answer is yes. Right, I think I do this. Okay, this is a little bit terrible. Right? But I think I need to do this, right? Because the Matic is just too good. Sorry, man. I mean, I also probably should have taken that with me. Right, so now I go up here, grab the Matic, go back down, run through, and get out. Woof. Okay, let's see what I... Docky says maybe by the compass. Can't without... Oh yeah, we got on the Firefly, all right. Firefly, we made it. Each Andy R7. Yeah. Nick says, get out. No, I made it, right? Abort. Bye, Andy, LOL. John Axonson, is this still a daily? It is, John. You guys had no... I got it, right? Yeah, I don't know why I dodged the fire. The fireflies, so when you take them, they make the level dark, right? So I still needed... Wow, I thought I was already through this. 1-4. It's kind of crazy. Okay, I'm still at 2 health. That's not great. Let's make sure that this doesn't become a liability. What am I doing here? Let's do this. Okay, that's fine. Okay, what am I doing here? Why am I doing this? Well, because it's not... There's no risk. I'm not in the line of fire. Okay. Okay. Didn't want that to happen, but fine. Oh, Pug's up there. 9 bombs, 2 health. Sure. probably... I mean, we can argue that all day long, that this what I just did is not worth the bomb. But I'm at 2 health, right? 2 health is, of course, exactly the health at which... a dart trap will kill you, right? So I'd prefer to have 3 so that doesn't happen. Easy level, easy game. Yep, for sure, Ix. Daka says he would have bought everything. John says the trade was totally worth the bomb. Yeah, I agree too. But it wouldn't always be, right? It's one of those weirdly non-linear things in the decision, in the various strategic decisions that you make in a game of Spelunky. That's of course also tied directly to your like dexterity skill. So now I'm gonna start to be generous with using the Matic because I don't want to. Oh, okay. Ugh. There we go. Thank you. Okay, what do we got? I got a lot of money. Well, I got enough money to buy all that stuff. Uh-oh. No. Wait, does it? I was like, what? Ix already saw it coming, and I was like, wait a minute. Does that trigger the... Yes, it does. Yes, it does. What am I doing here? Why am I doing... Okay, let's... Okay, man. Get the hell out of there. Could you please do me a favor? Just get out. Okay, you're not going to do me that favor. So let's try double bombing you here. No! That was close. Well, again, let's not lose out of sight that what I'm actually looking for here is the black market. So I still have to, like, at least wander the halls, right? Make sure that I'm not missing it. What the what? Okay, so I should... No, I don't really have a whole lot of bombs. Where's the exit? It's over here, right? Yeah, it's over here. So let's assume for a moment that that actually covered enough ground. Oh, Jesus. Really? I'm getting the timing on the frog? Those damn frogs. Okay. Damn blue frogs, right? I think the blue frogs used to be like Doug's also favorite enemy to hate on. So there's still a... I got 12 bombs, so again I'm gonna say this is worth it. Just make sure that I don't... Oh! Okay. I think that was worth the resource expenditure, right? Just to get back up to 3. And I think it's safe to say... I mean, I could have also sacrificed the pug, but... How do I clip that? I thought you planned that. Oh my god, no I didn't. Free items, not even a good bomb shop. Having compass would have been good. Get the pug, totally worth it. Did it, got the pug. Again, it is debatable, I think, whether it would have been better to sacrifice it at that point. Right? If I had high confidence in myself, I would have invested in my future. Well, also... I don't really... So at this point, right, where I'm going to go into the black market pretty soon, I hope. And then into the ice caves. I don't know how much I believe that running into a bee's nest is valuable. Okay, there's the pug. I don't think it's super valuable. I don't think it's... Like, at this point, I don't think that's the thing that I need. So I'm not gonna like axe my way into here and then use... Oh, it's closed. It's entirely closed. See? There's no way... I mean, I'd have to bomb up. That's fine. I don't need that health. Right? Yeah. It doesn't... I don't think that happens very often. The only thing I have to be careful of is that I'm not missing the black market here in 2-2. And the other thing I have to be careful of is that I don't forget that the shopkeeper is going to be waiting for me somewhere over there. up there, turns out. Oh, that is not optimal. Okay, please get killed. Okay, so next decision, which I think answers itself, honestly, is should I take the Matic or the shotgun? Man, today's good decision time. Hexel says, I would sacrifice it, sometimes get immediate great item as well. True. Ix says, tricky exit. Chris L. Hall, I see you picking up treasure. Why not dig up easy gems with the Matic 2? Does that use it up too fast? It would, and treasure doesn't matter to me anymore. I'm picking it up because I'm dumb. Sorry, I shouldn't use that. Because I'm confused. Right? Like my multitasking skills have been deteriorating as a function of age. I used to be amazing at it, and now I am terrible at it. So I can't actually think and talk and do all this stuff at the same time reliably. So I'm still picking up treasure because I'm like, treasure is great. Brett Duville would say he can't help himself, right? So I personally think at 10 bombs, if I find the black market, then I'll get into it. 10 bombs is enough to get into the black market. It has to be in a really bad place. And I think I need the shotgun more now that I've ticked off the shopkeeper. Yeah. It says macro duplicado as well. For sure, right? So, Spelunky 2. What a segue. Amazing. Spelunky 2, we played... Oh, there's the shop. There's the black market. We played a version of it that was the first version. I think we can refer to it as the PAX East version. Oh, there's Brett. Psych research suggests you were never good at multitasking. You were just younger and more confident. You could say that about a lot of things about my younger years, I think, right? Or even my later years. There it is, right? I think you need to have a certain level of naivete to do anything. So I'm gonna go in here, but I'm gonna put the controller down so I don't accidentally continue, because the shopkeepers are potentially going to get triggered by helping hands, and I need to be fast. I don't have the gloves, so I probably have to rope up right away and get out of harm's way into like a nook at the top left corner of the screen so that I don't die. So that's why I'm going to take a brief break here. Yeah, Brett Duville, also, yes, you can't help yourself. It's true. Speed run BM strats time. Yeah, I think, right? No, but the original version that we played from the PAX East build suggested that they were trying to... that the programs were trying to reconstruct. So they started from scratch. They didn't start from the Spelunky 1 code base, but they tried to do like you can jump 2 blocks high, but the physics feel a little bit different. So I'm going to be curious to see how much they still tweak that, because if you go back to the shows where we interviewed Derek, he's like, yeah, I don't really know. I did it all by gut feeling, right? Derek's very much a gut feeling designer. Okay, and of course, yep, that's going to happen, and there's a man trap over there. So let's, oh good. Well, that usually does that. So what do we do here? I think we start doing stuff like this. I think I have to do this, right? Because I just have to get that geometry out of the way so that they go down to the next level. That wasn't good. Oh! 6 bombs left. Not great. Oh no! That was not wasted at all. Yep. Standoff time again. Usually I lose this. I think I might be okay this time. 5 and 0, not good. Okay, lots of bombs. Great. 106. I'm not great on time. Why am I doing this thing right now? Because I got a million bombs, that's why, right? So what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to... Oh, that didn't need to happen, I think. Okay, so there's 2 dudes down there. Nothing left down there. Man, I have 0 ropes. 0 ropes. I do have the gloves, so at least there's that. Let's do the 2-bomb trick here. Did that? Nope, did not. 2 more bombs. 32 seems fine. Okay, that should be that. So I don't need anything else from here, but there's also a shopkeep down at the bottom, so let's... Normally I'd maybe use the bombs to bomb my way down there, but now I'm thinking this is maybe more efficient. I don't like this a whole lot, but... Well, I don't like this a whole lot because A, I'm using up my last few bombs, and B... This potentially has bad idea written all over it. Well, now we have to wait over here anyway for the ghost to appear, because I don't want to run into the ghost on the right. Now I think there's still a... Whoop! That wasn't good. That was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. By the way, I don't know if anyone's ever designed that, but it's a really nice touch to... It's a really nice touch. I don't even know. My face is probably just like that. When the boomerang dude hits you, the boomerang dude turns around, so it doesn't like instant like keep on going. Jackson, Godspeed. Thank you. Ix, I couldn't tell playing the demo how much the physics changed and how much was me not being used to the PS controller. Subtle ways, my friend, but like you'll feel it for sure. Ix says bombs are clearly different looking at their trailer released yesterday, though. Yeah, I don't know if they behave differently, though. I don't think they do. Docky says, given how different Spelunky Classic and HD feel, I'm okay with changes. Yeah, me too. I was a little bit turned off at first, but I think it's fine. Predolite says, the water physics were so good looking. Yeah, so that's probably one of the biggest things, right? That there's like actual, like, I'm going to say, I don't know what kind of particle system they implemented, but because it's probably an engine made from scratch, I actually don't know, but I think maybe they implemented some like very simple 2D smooth particle hydrodynamic solution. Those things are pretty easy to program if you have a good if you have good like sublinear spatial search, for those of you who do computer science, which is pretty easy to do with a KD tree if you're in 2D. And then you can do like this crazy like neighborhood search and do really cool water physics with a very simple like loop around the elements. Okay, you guys are having a good time in the chat. I'm going to just leave it at that. Okay, so things are looking pretty good, right? That's usually when I die, right? When I say things are looking pretty good. The thing I don't like right now is that I only have 2 health, but I'm also approaching the Moai head, hopefully in 3-2, but latest in 3-3. There's nothing in there I want, right? So I find there's very little value to triggering the shopkeeper right now. I have the spiky boots, so let's do this. Okay, I got the compass for the first time in my Spelunky career, turns out. Well, there we go. That's not what I wanted to do, but sure. Oh boy. I don't like going after the crate down there because I'm too clumsy around spikes. Oh god, this is so weird. What happened there? Oh, that's the spaceship that dropped into the worm. Yeah, this seems fine. All right, let's get out of here. Oh boy, chat just went wild. Let's go back. Docky says, I'm pretty afraid of the liquids because those are so much less chunky design space. Yep, they went from the chunky to like the weird continuous thing. But some of the, again, you haven't watched the trailers. Some of the trailers are just too funny. When there's like lava coming from both sides, you're like, Spelunky. Like you can anticipate it this time, right? You're just like, that's it. And you can start laughing or being frustrated or whatever. No more ropes. Yep, water tends to be fussy in games. It does, but I think, again, in 2D, it seems to be... Well, seems to be. I've been, again, as part of my graphics research, it's a lot easier in 2D, I think. And you just make it super viscous, right? So that you never run into issues with the explicit time integrator. Sorry for those who think I'm nerding out too much on that. I don't talk about CS stuff a whole lot, I think. Maybe I do. No gloves, no compass. Ick says, Andy hasn't played with our shared favorite ninja character since the Spelunky 2 release date was announced. I haven't because, well, it's a different reason. It's because I'm working on a better PC and I didn't move my save over, and Steam saves doesn't cloud save. Yep, I got the compass. Right. Tripmo, good evening, morning. Are we still on the daily? Yes, Tripmo, we are. I've never seen the parachute stuck like that. Still the daily. I like Noita for liquid, so I have room for it. Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of room for it. I can't wait for that code. Oh boy. Okay, so I need that. Oh, didn't want to trigger that. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, it would have been fine. Right, would have been fine, but that would have broken my heart if I would have died here. You know what, dude? You're sorry. You don't... I'm just gonna... Someone clip that and put, like, Benny Hill music to it. Where I just walk away from the shopkeeper. Oh my god, this is so funny. Okay, so now this is a pretty easy choice, right? 42 bombs. I could try to find my way around this obstacle course, but now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say I don't need to do that. I don't have enough. I'm just going to bomb my way down there, get the pug, and sack the pug. Sack the pug. I've been starting to play Magic again, so now I use Magic shorthand. Sack that card. Sack the pug. Yay! Okay, that's cool. Because obviously what we're going to do here next is drift down here and get those 2 crates. Macro Duplicado says, sacrifice yourself. How would I... Someone here knows more about Spelunky than I do. Oh my god. Again, it's probably my largest viewership. Wow, that was lucky. Oh my god. Blah, blah. Chris Hall, yikes, LOL. Team with Pie, welcome, Team with Pie. I honestly don't know where that clip button went. Oh, did they get rid of the clip button in Twitch? That's weird. Sacrifice yourself. Pug for the blood god. Yep. Sack shopkeep. Course better than nothing. It would have been dope if you could sacrifice yourself. I guess in a co-op run that's viable. Yeah, and I guess in a co-op run that's viable, but I wouldn't know how to do that in like a just me run, right? Like wouldn't know how to sack myself. Could I do that? Can I get around that? I cannot, right? So I guess I just kill myself, right? Let's look over here before I do something stupid. Ooh, am I gonna? Yeah, I am. Like that. Yeah, I don't think it's worth. But do sacrifice the dead shopkeeper. Yeah, I only have 2 ropes. No, go into the door again. No, Tobias, I'm not going into the door. I think it's a rock to the head to stun yourself on the altar and then it sacks you. He's worth half the pug. I know. I should have been paying attention. For those of you who have never tried doing this streaming thing, it is surprisingly complicated and like cognitively complex, I think. Okay, let's not deal with that right now. To talk. Is there anything? Nope, there's nothing in there that I want. To talk over your own plays of this game. And it took me a moment. But I can just say the reason I think it's amazing is didn't want to do that. I mean, I have to lecture in front of 60 to 70 people on Zoom in the fall, aka next week, right? I'm teaching Intro to Computer Graphics, basically the OpenGL class, which is not whatever. It's not. It's technically just the graphics math class. We just happen to be using OpenGL. I don't really care one way or the other, but I have to do that anyway. So, it's not rock physics. Sam P, how hype are you for Spelunky 2? I can't properly describe. I mean, this is literally why we started our podcast 2 years ago, right? Don't get cocky, kid. That's okay. Thanks, Han. Predator Light says way harder than it looks for sure. Yeah, it is for sure, but it's fun. Marco de Picado, there was a jetpack in that present. What? Is that true? Boy, oh boy. That's a reminder for me. Sorry. That was way too loud. Don't know. Yeah, that would have been amazing. Okay, let's not get cocky, kid. Let's trigger the shopkeeper. I'm just getting out of here. Sorry, Tobias. How can I... This is so dumb. I should just close my browser. I always have a browser. I have like 80,000 browser tabs open while I'm doing this. I don't know why, because it's not like I have... Well, I have desktop audio set pretty high. Let me set desktop audio lower. Now, of course, what that means is you're going to hear the game less. So if the game is too quiet now, let me know and I'll adjust the audio levels in the settings accordingly. At least this way you won't get my notifications that loud. Actually, let me do that right now. Let's set this higher and by 2 and this by 2 or 3. Okay, that should be better now. Okay, so let's get... Whoop. I also love that the stunned Yetis do not collide with you, because I think that would lead to so many more deaths. How do I deal with this? Do I just throw... Yeah, I think I do this. Good. Thanks, shotgun. Do not mind if I do. Do not know why I had to get that gold. What about just turning off the audio? You're used to... Oh, same. I'm with Docky. I don't like... So the whole thing where people are like, well, I don't listen to the audio anyway when I'm playing games on my phone. I'm like, what? Docky asks, do any corpses collide with you? I don't think so. I don't think so, but Ix is on the channel with like 1 to 2 orders of magnitude more knowledge of this game than the stuff I know. Yeah, I don't like turning off the audio. I don't understand why people are so into that. Right? Is it because your music sensitivities are so honed in on a genre that you can't listen to stuff that's not in your chosen genre? Because if it is, that's fine. Like, I used to be that person in the 90s, right? I didn't listen to electronic music. Well, I did in the 80s. I was a big Depeche Mode fan in the 80s, and then in the 90s, if you didn't have guitars, it wasn't real music. Right? So, yeah, I was that snob too at some point. In case you're wondering, oh boy, this is bad. So I'm gonna do that, hoping. Oh, didn't. Oh no, it worked. Okay. Well, but the problem. Oh, there we go. Okay, come on down here, buddy. Come on. There we go. Great. Thank you. Thank you for locking yourself in that little death trap. Okay, now we're gonna do that thing that I should have done a while ago. Right. Huh. How far away am I from the cup of Kali? Not that, I mean, I'm so far into the game at this point that I don't think the cup actually matters. So let's get this. Let's do that and get out of here. Yeah, I'm not turning it off. Sam says, I think a lot of people play mobile games and listen to a podcast. Yeah, I think a lot of people do that like needing to do a lot of stuff at the same time. Again, I'm so old that I find that disturbing. Like if anything, I slow down time by doing one thing, and that thing being silent meditation. But I get it. I used to be that person as well. Chris L. Hall, that was the day with a super low voice Andy. So now I unplugged my speakers that are a huge USB power hog so that never happens again. Yen says to earn. to earn. Tobias, yeah, he had tried to fix the low voice and broke the game audio instead. Yeah, that was like, man, that was weird. Daki, I hope we get to play co-op Andy and S2 someday, by the way. Last time I played was 4-player mechanic. We are for sure going to do that. That's a perfect idea. So in the future, when we do Breakfast Spelunky, it'll be like, okay, who wants to co-op the next run, right? Or let's just have 2 of you co-op the run. Or 4-player co-op, and it'll be just hilarity, or even deathmatch. I think the deathmatch in Spelunky is wildly underrated, right? We should just be doing, when I die in this game and we have like time left, we should just be deathmatching. It's stupidly fun. It's just so fast. And it doesn't matter. It's so fast. Sacrifice Anubis. Oh man. Again, you guys are confusing me. Is that possible? Ick says I only listen to ambient music performed on Moog synthesizers. Thanks, friend. Again, Ix was the first ever person ever in my life to purchase music that I made. That will never change. It will be forever. I will forever sing the praises of the person who was the first person to give me money for my professional work in music. So that was cool. Yep, definitely. Docky says mobile games mix the sound effects with the podcast or audiobook. I had dozens of hours of commuting standing up for a while. Yeah, there are situations where it makes a ton of sense, right? I thought about buying the album and forgot. So I purposefully, I think I already said this last week, but at the danger of repeating myself, I purposely priced it at what Bandcamp suggests is a good EP price, whereas like the EP price sweet spot, which is $4. But then I set it to unlimited streaming on the app, which normally their default is 3 streams, and then I guess it blocks you. But let's face it, in this day and age, you just not log in with a different account. Like, it doesn't matter, right? So I didn't want to make that a hindrance, because I still like the idea of pay what you want. But also I talked to a bunch of musician friends of mine, and similar to a lot of people who were disgruntled about the 99% point, the 99 cent price point don't like what's going on here. In mobile games, when a lot of people were us, even us were considering that, it was you're devaluing your work, right? This was a lot of work. Ooh, let's be careful here a little bit. Don't devalue your own professional work. Now, it's different if you are swimming in it, right? But, for some metric, you might say I am, because I have a job, and it is that of a university professor, tenured nonetheless, right? But the music thing is an entirely different thing I'm doing. It's not tied to that yet, and I deeply believe in valuing other people's professional outcome or output, so I don't think I'm doing anyone a service if I just say, well, it doesn't matter, because I think it matters. Okay, so I think that the black market, I think that the City of Gold is always on the critical path, right? So let's first do a thing here where I think I'm gonna, I only have 1 rope left. So let's bomb that. And then see if this does it. Whoop, I threw the rope. I didn't even kill the shopkeeper. Oh boy, okay, maybe I did kill the shopkeeper. So now I have to hope and pray. Yep, and I hoped and I prayed and I got lucky. Well, no! Are you kidding me? Okay, so that's again Spelunky. Ba ba da ba 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 ba. Woo, 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 woo. Oh no! Woo, 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 woo. So that's never happened, right? So that was like a bunch of different ping pong balls of luck and bad luck. So I found the black market. I went back. I got the I I got the shotgun, and then a single locust hit me and stunned me. Didn't even kill me. I wouldn't have died, but then the ghost killed me. Right? Chris, so hidden mummy. Yeah, I didn't see the mummy. Lunked, not a friendly ghost. That hunger for the gun while something was at large. Yup. Oh shoot, walked away. Chris, I think this is worth looking at in the VOD. It's a death I have never experienced before. I mean, I've died to the ghost before, but not like that. Like, stunned by a single locust into a state where the ghost killed me. No. I think the ghost. I think it was a single locust. Right? We could go back and look at it right now because I think you can actually go back onto Twitch, but that might cause a Hall of Mirrors weird feedback loop. So look at it later, I'd say. Yeah, I think it was a locust. I think I got hit by. Well, some of you could actually look at it right now. I think I got hit by a locust, stunned me. I don't even know how much damage a locust does, but it didn't kill me. Oh yeah, the Ix says it was absolutely the locust. Yeah. Docky says someday we will all have a death I never experienced before. Yeah, it's always going to happen. Pretty soon I'm going to have a lot of those. Oh wow, a lot of you played. Jake McGee, Brett Duville, and Joe Fro. 332113. Yeah, it could have been the run. It was actually pretty fun to do, right? Write it down in the big journal in the sky, says Chris. Yeah. As I said at the opening of the show, whoops, I just accidentally hit to go to, what am I doing here? That's not what I wanted. I did not want to open up the Steam console, which you guys can't see, but I just accidentally opened it. I think I'm not going to stop playing this game. Brett says, I let my attention go for a very brief moment and died badly. That's the story of this game, right? Docky says, considering the mistakes in the caves, you turned it around. Yeah, it was going pretty well. And just now I was like stupidly excited that I found the City of Gold. I just also thought it was smart to get the shotgun. It was right there. I didn't know that there was a hidden mummy off to the right that was spewing small locusts my way, right? You do see the console? Interesting. Because the funny thing is, I don't see... You see this console now? I don't see the console when I look at my feed in OBS. Funny. That's so weird, right? I should think that if I look at the OBS feed... I guess the OBS feed is not what you're seeing, right? The reason I use OBS, I have to, is because the chat is more immediate than it is if I do the delay on online. Fine. Well, what's in the... Is there anything in here that's interesting? I got 80% of the achievements. Didn't get the entire gang. Interesting. Let me do the following and go back to the... Nope. Maybe you lost focus. Could be. I don't know. I don't know enough about OBS. I've been thinking of retiring to XSplit every now and then. But honestly, OBS it's like one of those things where at this point it's like never change a running system. Right? And I feel like I know how it works enough that I don't want to do that. Right? I think I don't want to start doing something where I'm like, it works fine, right? It works just fine. And my internet connection here is nuts, right? Like, this is the best thing I've ever had. It's basically Google Fiber without being Google Fiber. Okay. What else do we have? We see kind of weird, maybe. Okay. XSplit and OBS were my favorite 90s rap. Nice. Wow, 11:59. I filled out the hour. I have another meeting at noon, but I can go over by like a minute or two. I probably shouldn't go too long though. I started a little bit late. John says I missed the start of the stream. What were your Spelunky 2 thoughts? Okay, let me go into character. Yes! Spelunky 2, it's coming out on the 15th of September. Yay! Woohoo! Woo! Right? That's it. There are my thoughts. Like, everything I wrote into the Slack channel of the podcast yesterday was all caps, which led Nick to tweet on our channel that when Tripmo said that he was having a nervous breakdown, that he wrote, yeah, Nealon and you both. So yeah, I'm stupidly excited, right? Because again, how often does it happen that in any chosen medium or any chosen form, you have a favorite, right? Normally that's not a thing, and also maybe it's not a good idea, bad idea, whatever, right? I normally don't overthink it. And rarely, like I could probably, okay, let's go for music, right? You asked me about my Spelunky 2 thoughts. Here's me, computer scientist, go down a tree, back, depth first search, back out of it. Boards of Canada is my favorite band of all time. I don't know, Dave Van Cowboy is probably my favorite track of all time. Oh, and Nick just announced next show on Twitter. Just now, I just saw the pop-up. Docky says, I can't believe about Spelunky. I didn't hear about Spelunky 2 until today. Social media failed me. Yeah, time to nuke my Twitter follows. Yes. I mean, my thoughts about Spelunky 2 for the longest time have been that I can't wait. I was always cautiously optimistic, but after I saw that trailer, and it's like, if you have hung out with Derek before, he's not different in his like over when he talks over that trailer, in the trailer, that's Derek. It's not like a persona of Derek. It's the Derek that I know from hanging out and walking and going for hikes, right? So it's just Derek, right? Oh yeah, and the new. Oh, I didn't even see the tweet. So what's the tweet? I love this. Of course, he has to do this while I'm streaming. Okay, I'm gonna open up the tweet so I can see what's going on here, which means you guys are gonna see a still. Next week is episode 50. We're recording a special Spelunky 2 preview with Mossmouth and Strachey after some hands-on time with the near final game. We'll have questions, but we won't discussing most specifics to maintain the mystery. Also, this will be our last episode on our current name before we rebrand a bit to better represent the sorts of things we cover on the show these days. Thanks as always for your support. We're excited to share our changes with you very soon. Okay, so we haven't announced what the rebrand is yet, but we have announced that there will be a rebrand. So we're changing the name of the show mostly because we have realized that while we are all big fans of very like mechanics heavy rogue likes and rogue lights, I think it does not do our show or our listeners a good service to not be able to break out of that. And I don't like that. Like, I like evolution. Things that don't evolve die, right? Like if we kept the show the same flavor, I'm pretty sure I would have another 3 months of energy in me, and I'd be like, okay, I gotta do something new. This way we can all be excited about the fact that we can like talk to a person who's making something entirely different, right? That is not skill-based, right? Or is maybe more about the experience or something entirely different, right? So yeah, rebrand is my favorite Dutch painter. Docky, if I had a 10th of the pun skills, can you give me a little bit of it? Or like give me a master class? Because I can't do that. My word association skills are just not there. I can do more with sound and other stuff, but words, maybe it's because I was raised bilingual. I don't know. Spelunkzona, if you will. He didn't share the name, so don't leak it. I'm not leaking the name. I'm just telling you it's going to be broader, right? How do you know, Hoaxer says, how do you know you hang out with the real Derek? Oh, you'd know. He's, no, I can't do this. I can't talk about Derek. Derek's a superhero to me, right? But he's a very unique person. Very, very unique person. I can't imagine that you can, I mean, I know people who can like do the Derek, like Kyle Pulver. If anyone knows, Kyle Pulver is amazing at like doing like personas and voices, but it's not the same thing. Ick says, I love the show like bit, but excited about whatever you came up with. Yeah, mostly it's just to broaden our perspectives, right? So, because, we talked to Sean Alexander Allen about Takedown Beatdown City, and it's not, Beatdown City is not a roguelike, right? It's a hybrid genre mashup, right? And it's, there's a lot of systems in it, but it's just more fun to talk about all kinds of aspects of games. I think, right? Doc says, I'm so glad to be able to recommend the podcast while explaining it isn't about Spelunky. Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, we're going to continue into the depths in some form. Maybe, who knows, Spelunky 2. And still talk about Spelunky, obviously, but it's not going to be about Spelunky. And here's a spoiler. Spelunky is not going to be explicitly in the title. Oh, man. That's all I can say about that. John says, are there puns in German? I feel like your words are too precise and specific for that to happen. There are, and I'm probably better at them in German. But they're not as many, right? Because there's not as many things that are like synonyms. So like it's the thing that it's harder to pull off, I guess. German humor is much more based on logic. It's much more Vulcan, I think. But it's based on like grammat. Like if you do word humor in German, well, sort of. If you do word humor in German, it's mostly based on logic and weird grammatical constructs that I could not explain to you why they work. I just know they work. It's weird because I never learned grammar. I was just raised with German. Thanks for your great run on the excellent stream. Thanks, Docky. Because I do have to sign off in a second because I'm late for this other meeting. There are fewer things that mean the same thing. Like you can't really pull that off as well. But again, I'm not good at puns. I have a good friend, right, who I used to work with, and this guy can do puns in languages that he barely speaks, right? I'm just like, how is that even possible, right? So some people have amazing, amazing association with words that it's just not my skill. Which is why word games sometimes fly over my head, but Codenames is amazing, right? There's a word game that I can play. Okay, so I don't know if that answers all the questions about Spelunky 2, but all I can say is, I don't even know where to start. How do you start when a game is coming out that is the follow-up to what you consistently think of as the best video game of all time, right? So it's like, yeah, I set a high bar, but also I feel like I'm going to be able to enjoy Spelunky 2 for what it is. Like maybe it's not going to be the best game of all time and won't overtake Spelunky for me. Maybe it will. I kind of don't care, right? I'll be able to enjoy that game for exactly what it is because I love very few things more than process and design and intention. And I might have critiques of it, but I will consider it whatever the canonical version of what Derek wanted to put out, right? And I'm very much excited for that because I think Derek's a great person, and I bet that the game has more secrets than Spelunky 1. And I bet it's going to take us a little bit to figure it out. Some of us are going to take longer. And then they're going to hear other people like, did you know about what this little texture over here means? And I'm going to be like, stop, la, 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 la. Right? Because I do want to figure out some of that stuff on my own. But again, people are going to not, like I said this before, like I don't know how much fun I'm going to have playing 8 hours of Spelunky a day. Like it's not something that I enjoy, right? I can't focus on one thing longer than an hour. That's kind of why the stream, if I had to do this for like 6 hours a day because that's what I was doing, I don't think I'd enjoy it. So I don't think I'm going to do more than like an hour a day or 2 or maybe 3 in the beginning. And I know that everyone else, including all my co-hosts, are going to like play it to death, and they're going to tell me stuff, and it's going to be like, oh, I already finished it. And I'll be like, okay, fine, right? Then I kind of have to like take myself out of the loop because I don't enjoy games the way I enjoy books or movies. It has to be played at a different pace for me, right? It's much closer to the creativity that I experience from making music, where I can take my time conceptualizing a patch and then figuring out how I want to live perform it, and then when I would even hit record, that kind of stuff, right? So it's like there has to be space in between for me to enjoy the activity. So with that, and there's nothing going on in the chat, stupidly excited for Spelunky 2. I hope that everyone who followed us today, just give us... I've been watching a lot of synth YouTube lately. So if you like what I do, give us a follow, give us a like, go to the YouTube channel, give us a follow, give us a like. It's all linked from somewhere. I'm sure you'll find it. And, support our work in any way you can. We haven't really given you a whole lot of opportunity to do that yet. Hopefully we'll be able to get around to that in the future. Again, I doubt that we'll ever do anything that isn't optional, but some people have mentioned it. And again, as I said earlier, I think it's fine to compensate people for the work they do and love. I do it a lot. Today is Bandcamp. This is the last thing I'll say. Today is Bandcamp Friday. It's the day where it's like every first Friday of the month until the end of the year. It's where you can buy stuff on Bandcamp, there are a lot of people who need it. I don't need that, right? So if you go to Bandcamp today, this is not me saying buy my EP. It's me saying there are a lot of people for whom this is like what they do. And today, Bandcamp waives their 15% fee, right? So to support artists who are, having a harder time because they're not doing live shows during COVID-19. So Bandcamp is a fantastic way to show your support for the arts today. And there's a lot of other things you can do. If you have income, if you have an income, right? If you don't, I don't think anyone should ever feel bad about that. But if you have an income, it's one of the many ways to support the arts worldwide. So with that, I hope you're all safe. I hope you're all healthy. I hope you're all hanging in there. I hope everyone's doing fine. So by next Friday, we will have recorded the show with Derek and Arik. And I will probably have put some hours into Spelunky 2, and I will probably know by then how much I am allowed to share. I think it will be very little, but I don't know yet because I have to talk to Derek about it, obviously. But yeah, I will have played it. I might not be able to share it. I don't know. Okay, so that's me being very honest about where we are right now with codes and early access and stuff like that. But we want to be able to play it so that we can talk about the game spoiler-free on the podcast next week. So with that, be safe, be healthy, keep your spirits up, do whatever you need to do to comfort yourself these days. I think, again, from me and my wife right now, it is New Girl. We're basically re-binging on New Girl. Unbelievable. Okay, I'm going to sign off for now. I'm going to actually just let it fade away. Or you know what? I'm not going to just let it fade away. I am going to let it fade away to a not long track, but to a very simple track that I enjoy on my recently released EP. And then I'll fade away. So I hope you're all doing great. Thanks for watching. Tune into the show next week. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. My heart. I'm way too excited about this. Be safe, everyone. I will sign off now, and I will talk to you next Friday. Take care.